Hey guys, as you can see, I'm about to go hit the road for a show, which is why I'm in full sideburns and makeup and all that. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I've heard a lot about on Facebook, and I don't know why there's such a controversy over it, because if you just read the article by The Hollywood Reporter when they interviewed Baz Luhrmann, he tells you exactly the answer. Is Austin Butler going to be singing in the new Elvis biopic? The answer is yes and no. According to Baz Luhrmann in The Hollywood Reporter, Austin is going to be doing Elvis's vocals for the 50s. And then they're going to be using a mix of both Austin and Elvis for Beyond That, which I think is the best way to go about this. Because if you watch the John Rhys Meyers movie that they did about Elvis, I think the best Elvis biopic ever made. We'll hope that Austin's comes close to it or exceeds it. They used all Elvis's vocals. But when John Rhys Meyers would open his mouth in the 50s, you'd hear this really hissy, fuzzy, degraded recording come out. And it didn't sound right. It sounded like they were just playing a track over top of the movie, and it didn't look real. It didn't look right. It looked really bad quality. Not to mention, John Rhys Meyers had some of the worst lip syncing in the world. But for this one, Austin is going to be doing the 50s vocals, like you could hear in the trailer when he goes, well. And then in the 60s and 70s, they're going to be doing a blend of both Elvis and Austin Butler singing. So if there's a part in the recording where Elvis doesn't seem to work, or it doesn't sound natural enough to be in that scenario, then it's going to be Austin Butler singing. But for most of the 60s and 70s, it's going to be Elvis singing, because the quality of the 60s and 70s recordings are good enough that it would sound natural if they simply played it in the movie. But for 50s recordings, you wouldn't be able to get that same illusion. It wouldn't sound right. Therefore, they're going to be using Austin Butler doing Elvis in the 50s. And Austin, just like his look, looks much better in the 50s than he does beyond that. Whoops. Okay, sorry. Okay. Might cut that out, might not. But, so Austin's going to be doing the 50s vocals, and Elvis, with a little bit of Austin blended in, is going to be doing the 60s and 70s. That's your answer. Controversy put to rest. Thanks, guys.